the show, Jane Slater reported that Jerry Jones is, quotes, on a bit of a solo mission to find a new head coach, in addition to speaking with Deion Sanders, which our NFL insider Jordan Schultz reported first on Monday. Jerry has been making calls to names in his Rolodex like Jason Witten, and names Slater said Jerry hasn't called included Super Bowl winning coaches Pete Carroll and John Gruden.
Your favorite coach.
Man, y'all need to stop.
You won a Super Bowl with him. What you mean? You got nothing to say?
So, Michael, well, Jerry Jones.
There's a lot of names listed there. But, Michael, you had a kind of an interesting perspective that I hadn't heard yet on this solo mission for a new head coach, because some might perceive this as to be an ill-advised approach to finding the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, to go about it alone. But you feel a little bit differently.
Yes, I told you guys when this first came out how much I think Keyshawn, when he first brought that out about, man, Jerry doesn't have a plan, you know, because they were trying to work it out with Mike McCarthy. And I said, oh, I was sitting right here. It was a revelatory deal. Bing, it just hit me. I said, oh, you're right. And this is going to work out great because the fight with the media will be strong. And he'll want to prove his point. And now he'll be ready to make a splash, a real splash. So right now, this solo mission, because now this Jerry has gotten a little more quiet, a little more calm, a little less risk-taking, because he gets the advice from Steven, you know, my brother, I mean, his son, same thing, if you know what I mean, you know, and he needs to take counsel. But in this situation, I want him going dolo, solo, so we can go.
Michael, who's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys?
Jerry Jones.
Who's the president?
Jerry Jones.
Who's the GM?
Jerry Jones.
Of course he's going along. I thought he always went along.
Solo.
I mean, when you play all those roles, there's nobody else involved, Joy.
It's Jerry.
It's Jerry is coming to visit you.
Firm?
Yeah, Jerry.
But we want the risky Jerry. That was the first Jerry.
So what you're saying, Michael,
the
is
risky Jerry.
Jerry has gotten a little more risk-averse.
Right.
He is.
Yes,
he's gone a little away from his wild ways, where he takes big swings. He's a big gambler, and he's been pulling a few chips off the table. And you would like him to forget all that and go all in on Jerry and his ways.
I think, and I said this, that this is a point, and it's a critical point because of where the Cowboys is. We got 30 years. And no matter what, you brought it up, no matter what head coach comes in, this goes across your neck right now.
30-year
So you got to be a man first that's willing to take all of that that's coming with it, and let's take over this thing. You guys see it already. The bubble is just bubbling, right? My phone has not stopped ringing. I can't even use my phone anymore because everybody's calling me. I already said I can't say anything, and then everybody's calling me. You make this move, it's going to blow up and be incredible. And Jerry, at this age, at this stage, may be willing to make that move and bring in Deion. I mean, listen, we got a movie coming out. We got a black Captain America. Ain't nothing wrong with having a black head coach of America's team. It's time.
He would be the first one.
Oh, I guess you just told us who's the next coach then.
I hope so. I hope so. I didn't say I hope so with that violent thing. I hope that works that way. And I ain't saying that I know anything. I'm just saying I'm hoping for these things. You know
when the last time you talked to Deion?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, last night, yeah.
Last night? Yeah. What did he say?
Well, I'm just saying.
He's just saying he hopes this gets done, and he hopes that Jerry follows the, Alice into the,
but I'm serious.
to the Wonderland and gets this done.
Michael has to hope for a couple of reasons, though.
Why?
One is because if Deion decides to stay at Colorado, Michael can't go back to Colorado and go up and down them sidelines. Because those Buffalo fans, they going to be on your rear end.
Right about that. I've been trying to tell them it's success. It's not me that's coming after Deion. Everybody goes after success.
No, there's no question about it. But, look, Jerry's always been, in my eyes, he's riding on a solo mission. But he's always bounced things off of his family members. That's just, it's a family business, even though he is the general manager, president, owner. I mean, he's all of that. But in the end, he's going to talk to Steven and Jerry Jr. and his daughter and his wife and just say, hey, this is what I'm doing and this is what, and they already probably had that conversation weeks ago. They probably had a conversation weeks ago. Here's our target. Here's what we're thinking. And if we can't get anything done with Mike, our fallback position is Prime. That's the way I see it. Because it's real quiet on both fronts.
Both fronts.
It's just quiet. It's real quiet. Prime, he ain't, it's quiet. Nice and quiet.
It don't take no consulting.
I love the ad-libs from Michael.
No family
Right. Right, I'm his band back here,
It's quiet, though.
Real quiet.
It's real quiet.
Everybody know what's going on.
Wait, and think about what he said.
quiet is a good
Think
thing.
about what he said.
Yeah.
We're talking about the two most media-driven people that we know in this whole business. And it's church house mouse quiet.
I guarantee you right now, the hire isn't done. Right now, they just trying to figure out the number.
That means the hire's done.
They trying to figure out the number.
Well, that's not hard to do, though.
Now, once the number come, once Jerry say, oh, okay,
hope
I
you're
got
right.
this. Deion, what you think about this?
Well, it's not, you know what? Well, that's going to get it done. But I mean, we're not
This
just talking about,
number gonna get it
We're
done?
not just talking about, in these hiring cycles, Deion has a staff,
Right.
but everybody can't come. So he's got to source through who, what, when. He's got to put some more staff together. That's maybe coaching in the playoffs that he may want to pluck a coach from here. So it's a process that's going to happen. And it just takes a little bit of time. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if by the time we get to the weekend, because we almost there, we're halfway there. By the time we get to them games on Saturday, Sunday, I wouldn't be shocked if we look across that ticker. I just wouldn't be shocked, because you don't need to formally interview that process like that. Like, you don't need to do it. You just don't need to do it. I can pick up the phone and talk to Deion at any moment in time, Jerry is saying.
I mean, I think it's just a matter of closing the deal with Prime.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And,
I hope you're right.
some misdirection moves, to your point, to keep things a little quiet. This is very, very quiet, tight-lipped time
Because you can't,
Jerry
Joy.
Jones and Coach Prime.
We can't get out there in that ocean
Where do you go now?
and take that, what do they call it, rod? Fishing rod? Take that fishing rod, put that thing out there, and then sit there for hours, and then we hit up, and then we come up with one of them little guppy type things. No, when we put that thing out there, we got to come away with the cowboy hat, the beard, the glasses, the gold chain. We got to come away with a big
Well,
fish.
it depends on what kind of bait you're fishing with, also.
Yeah, you got to get the. That's
No,
what
but no matter what, they're going to bait us. That's the bait.
That was good bait. That was good bait.
That'll get it done. That'll get it done. That'll for sure get it done.
This lady get it done.
That'll get it done. That'll get it done.
I hope it would. I wouldn't imagine.
Because he ain't coming in. He's not coming in like a first timer, and he ain't coming in like an OC. He ain't coming in like a scrub.
You know they're going to.
So you know what the numbers got to be.
They are going to accuse us of basically that we have hired Deion already. All of these, what we're talking about is, those people that say these speculations, or what do you say, allegations.
Speculations.
You have to say, because
Hypotheticals.
Right, hypothetical.
What ifs.
But man, it would be proper to it. I just, and I know, I think it'd be best for the team, honestly. Honestly, because Deion has, and so many people know Deion, and he has so much continuity with the people that are already there.
Correct. Which is why when people talk about him coming from college to football, my brain breaks. I don't understand. It's like, who are you talking about?
Because they equate his college tenure to like those college coaches that have had a couple years.
No, I get that. But my problem is his name is Deion.
Yeah, but they don't look at that. They're not looking at that. They just look at him as a college football coach and not realizing he's the greatest cornerback in the National Football League.
In the National Football League, not NCAA.
He was actually a coach on the field.
The NFL.
Yeah.
And
So
they try to minimize his accomplishments by saying, well, you don't recruit in the NFL.
Yeah, you do.
But you do. You recruit the best out of each player. You don't recruit them out of their homes that come to your organization, but you got to recruit the best out of each player. You got to pull something out of them, and that's what he does. And that's the.
And you do recruit your top free agent that you may be going after. He was once upon a time a top free agent. Once upon a time, when he was in San Francisco, and Michael Irvin was the guy who they appointed to go and get Deion.
Well, y'all, hey, listen, y'all think. I better not even say that. I'm going to let it go.
Look at Michael.
Y'all think I'm unbearable. It's just Michael Irvin. you know, that played for the Dallas Cowboys. Wait till my boy is the head coach, and I'm Mike Irvin. Oh, it's different.
That price go up?
We're going to be up in here like this.
That price is going to go up?
Yeah, it's going up.
Everything.
Our Cowboys.
Our Cowboys.
Almost right.
Our Cowboys.
Our Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Let me stop
You know, I do think it will make
Let
it
me stop
interesting. Obviously, we're assuming
Now,
this is happening,
we're having
speaking in
fun, Joy.
hypotheticals, yes.
But we're having fun with it. But let's not minimize Deion's capability, right? And I don't want people to minimize his capability and what he has done. And like I said yesterday, we look at where he started in Jackson. We look at where he started in Colorado and where he's taken these places to. Something like this will be his best start he's ever had.
And where he came from, which was the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Right.
I don't consider his career starting as a coach in college or even in high school. That experience of being one of the greatest NFL players of all time counts towards your resume when we're talking about going to the NFL and him adjusting to the. Is he unfamiliar with how the NFL works? It's just it's something that people bring up, and it is very confusing to me. Did he not play in the NFL? Am I missing that part?
He doesn't know how to make adjustments.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, I just feel like this is the only hire for the Dallas Cowboys at this point, mostly because it's been put out there. But all of you have been a part of organizations that have had dynastic reaches or have seen the impact that winning and big names can have on cities and the ripple effect that it has on the media, on ads, on ticket sales, on merchandise, how you live off of those things for years to come. The ripple effect, because there will always be people that don't believe in this, but you need those people. You need the polarization for the story to grow. If everyone agrees and thinks this is going to be great and work, it's not going to be the biggest story in sports.
Right.
You really need the people and the naysayers that don't believe in it.
Has there ever been a head coach in the NFL that coached against his son?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Especially, right?
Most his son that's a starting quarterback.
And most head coaches in the National Football League, sons, ain't like they don't really be like that.
Right.
They just don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep it a buck.
Right? Just a starting quarterback.
That'll be a fun game to watch.
Oh my God, that would.
Deion decides to go pro. His scheme against his son.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he'd like the Presley.
Well, they gonna have to. I'm sure Shador gonna want to cook him.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
100% you gonna want to cook him.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun. That's almost like LeBron and his son playing together.
Bombs away.
Right.
Well, someone that is not entirely thrilled about the current situation with the Cowboys, Micah Parsons, weighed in on Keyshawn's Cowboys moving on from Mike McCarthy. He shared on his podcast that he was not very thrilled about the decision. You agree with Micah on the new head coach being a complete reset?
Every time you get a new head coach, it's a complete reset, even if you retain some of the assistants that's already there. Because new head coaches have their own philosophies and things that they want to do and style. Certainly in the locker room and the culture is, I don't even know if you call it a reset. That's just going to be the slate, the floor is just wiped clean when Deion comes to our Cowboys. It's going to be a different situation. Defensively, because of the relationship that Micah Parsons has with Mike Zimmer and Zimmer has with Deion, and if that's someone who they retain, you don't necessarily get a reset there. You get a tweak or two, because I'm sure there's some things that a new head coach would come in and see and say, well, I don't want to run as much zone. I want to run more man, or I don't want to drop Micah in coverage. I want him to pin his ears back and go. The culture part of it, for sure, is going to be a reset.
Right.
And if they hire the right guy, which I'm assuming the right guy would be Deion Sanders, he understands what being a Dallas Cowboy and a champion is all about. And you can instill that into your team, and then they can take on your personality. So, of course, it's going to be a reset.
Paul, you had how many coaches?
Yeah, I played for 6 different NBA coaches. And I think, you know, the one thing as a star player, and I can get what Micah is saying as a star player for the Cowboys, it's like the thing that goes through your head, yeah, you say it's a reset, but then you also, what goes through your mind, you be like, dang, I wonder how, you know, not only culture is going to change, but how's practice going to be? How's, you know, what kind of system are we going to run now? how's training camp going to look? What's that going to look like? Is it going to be harder than ours? Because when you with a coach for so long, you get caught into a comfort zone. Mm-hmm. You get used to the way that things are. And so now you're like, man, it's time to start all over. I was used to this. Now I'm going to have to do this, and it's going to be a little different. And sometimes guys don't like to get out their comfort zone. But in this situation, it's definitely needed because obviously things weren't working. And so now you have to figure, hey, hopefully this coach can come in and take us to the next level, a level that they haven't been in quite some time.
Yeah, and when you talk reset, you guys talked about it. There are many areas. There are many areas to a reset. And the one thing I've always talked about is, with our way towards going towards games, we need a reset, more discipline, more understanding, more focus, and all of that. Now, as far as on the football field, the Cowboys, I don't need a complete reset there because they have some good talent and good pieces. You have a quarterback. You have a good wide receiver, one of the best in the league. You have a dominant football player on the defensive side. You bring in a Deion, you can even keep some of the parts like he was talking about and keep all of that together and go get you a Gentry or something like that or another big-time wide receiver. You right back in the fight. That's not a reset. So I understand, and that's exactly what they needed. Because I've said it many times right here. You've had the skill, you just never had the collective will. The skill got you to 12-5, but the collective will is what it'll take to win playoff games, and you never got that. So Deion will help with that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a new regime come in, it's not just the head coach, it's their staff. To your point, you may keep some staff members, but most of it is going to change. The style of communication is going to change. How they run meetings is going to change. How the training camp is run is going to change. How practices look is going to change. It's change, and everyone has a different ability to adjust to change. Some people are better with change, but nobody really likes change, right? Like it's an adjustment. You're comfortable, you're used to your routine, especially athletes. Athletes love their routine. That's how you get better, what you do every single day, what time you come in, who you work with, the training staff that you work with, the people who give you your equipment. Like all of those little things and little nuances are an adjustment. You got to learn new people's names. You got to learn the things that make them tick. Oh, how can I talk to this coach? I used to be able to talk to this coach easy. Well, now I gotta do a little small talk with this one before I get to the important stuff. All of those things, I know small talk's the worst, but all those things matter. Like that is the adjustment.
No, it's the truth. No, it's the truth. I just laugh. That's all.
That's why when players get traded and they don't automatically adjust to the new situation, and people are like, "Well, what's taking so long?" This person has to learn a new city, likely, how to get to work, where to park. What the person at the front desk name is.
Everything he left at the old city.
Order a new lunch. Their family might not be there yet. They're maybe in temporary housing. Like all of those things make a difference when you're talking about being successful.
Okay, and let's talk about some of the things that we talk up here sometimes. Like these guys have been superstars before they are really being superstars on the field and all of that stuff. We throw all of that stuff out. The distractions. Deion's going to bring all of that. And it's going to put such a light on.
What do you mean Deion's going to bring all of that?
Right. You think if
Deion's there?
Right.
Allegedly.
If Deion, yeah.
Allegedly.
You just can't be quiet.
Allegedly.
What's Deion going to do?
God, he seems like a canary.
You can pull it out of a person.
If he is possibly there.
Yeah. He's going to be there. Michael Parsons, as big as he is, he's getting bigger. The Dak pressure. So now the pressure is let's show and perform. Let's show up, let's play well, no matter what, because the spotlight is going to be even bigger on you to do great things. So, this is what they want.
You think this could be possibly a setup, like when Micah says it could be a complete of like a big major trade happening? Like, because think about this. Do you retain Micah? Do you sign him long-term? Because, what kind of flexibility do they have after you sign Dak? After you sign
They got plenty. That money don't, that's nothing, Paul. The money started. They didn't even think about it.
But if you're trying to revamp, like, your offense, your defense.
They got plenty of money.
He got value.
Yeah,
but they got plenty of value.
Because I remember when we got a new coach and GM the first time, they traded our all-star player.
Who, Twan?
Yeah, they traded Antoine Walker, like, right away. And they're just like, they kind of want to make their mark on the team. So, like, you come in and you got all the same players, like, what are you really changing?
No, but he's not a throwaway, though.
I get it.
That's
I know he's not. Twan wasn't a throwaway. Twan wasn't a throwaway.
I know, but with him, they need him on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
Because you can't replace him. You can't go get another him on defense.
Right.
That's the problem.
But you can get three different guys
But you can't get
that can plug some holes.
Yeah, but him you can't.
They got a lot of holes they got to plug.
I know, but he ain't.
It don't matter though. When you got like multiple holes you got to plug, they got to be fixed.
Right, but
Not
the
with
key
him.
is
You can't
always the number one thing, a priority on defense is to get somebody to get to the quarterback. And that's the best guy to get to the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. You can't let that walk out the room. You got to try to keep.
Well, the number 2 priority for the Dallas Cowboys defense is to figure out how to stop
the run.
anyone from running the ball.
So what do? Do you value pressure on the quarterback, or do you value stopping the run?
I'm value.
They're going to keep Micah, but they need to fix the.
No, they do. So
Michael Parsons going to be Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter.
Wait, hold on, man. Stop saying that.
I wouldn't doubt that Deion lets him go play some offense. Y'all ain't thinking on that term. Lets him go play some offense. He's going to be so happy to play.
Michael, will you
Why wouldn't
stop saying?
I mean, if
please
if
stop.
it happens. If it happens.
So what Deion gonna do again?
He's gonna use Micah Parsons as his Travis Hunter.
We didn't already.
If
You want to keep a secret?
Hey, I got the answers to the test, y'all.
What did you do at school? You saw you put one of those books, slide on the floor.
Paul, if you want the information to get out there,
Right.
and if you don't want the information to get out there, don't tell me.
Hunter was 12. He's 11 and 12.
I need to tell Michael who I'm breaking up with. Let's go get out there. He be the bad guy.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.